They're starting to lay in a child's pose, please. So bring your knees out of the wider towards the edges of your mat, and toes come together. Sit hips back towards heels, arms outstretched, just walk them out as far as it feels good. Then left elbows drop to the ground, forehead comes down, so try to relax your head completely. As soon as you do that, you might feel that sense of muscles relaxing around your upper back, around your neck. And let that also move down towards the lower back, to the hips. Gradually dropping in, gently opening around shoulders. Easy breaths. We'll start to bring attention to the breath, feeling where it moves through the body. So it might be a sense of filling across the back of your body, broadening the ribs, and lengthening up and down your spine. And then filling down into your belly, all the way up to your chest. And with each out breath, we're relaxing any tension that we're still holding, any tightness that you notice here, something that you might not need to be holding on to. There'll be some tension around your shoulders, around the torso, around the hips. Just keep relaxing down with each out breath. As you become more relaxed here, you might find the breath begins to deepen. You might feel fuller now, more spacious, moving in all directions, up and down the length of your spine, out to the sides of the ribs, to the front and the back of the body. Just a couple more breaths here. When you feel ready to move, we're just going to walk hands over to one side, and arm that's coming across, let's reach it over to the other side. So really lengthening up through the side of your body. You might get a bit of a stretch around sort of under the armpit, or maybe down the tricep or down the side body. Stay for another breath here. And slowly walk hands around to the other side. Take it over as far as it feels good. Notice what you feel on this side. So up the arm or armpit, around the shoulder, down the side body. Notice the way your breath shifts in your body. Feeling more space in the long side of the body. Another breath here. And then we'll come back to center, arms outstretched in front of you. Keep walking our hands even further out. This time we'll keep the head just floating off the ground, just in a natural alignment. Plant your hands to the ground, so spread your fingers and apply a bit of pressure into your hands until you feel your shoulders kind of brace and strengthen. So feel your shoulder blades hugging into your upper back, into the back ribs. Maintaining that position, we'll just float one hand just off the ground. It's a very strong pose here. It'll be more challenging than you think it will be. Notice if any tension has creeped in around the neck or somewhere else in your body. And let the breath still flow with ease. Make sure there's no tightening around the lower back. And with the next out breath, float the hand down, and we'll switch to the other side. So reaching the other arm just off the ground, doesn't have to be terribly high. Still feeling the shoulder blades hugging into the back ribs. And again, make sure there's no tension in the lower back or around your neck. Stay for one more breath in. And with the out breath, float the hand down, the elbows drop and bring your forehead to the ground. Just take a moment to kind of reset. A couple of deep breaths here, all the way down to the lower abdomen, all the way to the lower back. And we'll just repeat that move, so plunging hands again, forehead just off the ground, so thinking about a nice natural line up through the spine and up to the back of the neck. And then plunging one hand, but the other hand just off the ground. Hold and breathe. Notice where the tension is in your body. One more deep breath. Touch down with the out breath. And to the other side. Stay right here. Another breath. And touch down. Okay, coming onto your hands and knees, let's stretch out the legs. Bringing knees under hips, and just extend one leg behind at a time. You could circle the foot in the air, or you could tuck the toes and rock back and forth. Whatever feels best to you, just to stretch them out. Okay, and then from our hands and knees, moving into a cat-cow flow. So we'll start by drawing your belly in, rounding out to your cat pose, and then lengthening through to your cow pose. So belly draws down towards the floor, tailbone tips up, and eye gaze just ahead of you, reversing into your cat pose again. So let's start to find a bit of a flow here, so to your cat and then to your cow. So we'll keep going, but moving in time with your own breath. So there might be a really obvious way for you where it feels natural to breathe in or out, trying to match the movement to your breath. Even close your eyes if you want to, if that helps to feel the way your body articulates. Getting that gentle pressure against the ground. Under your hands, under knees and feet. And then feeling the mobility through your spine. Sensing the position of your head in relation to the rest of your body. So you're keeping the neck in a nice alignment with the rest of the spine. And then when you're ready to add on, next time you come through to your cow pose, instead of going to catch, we'll sit hips back over heels, and then rise on up. So lifting hips above knees and sweep your arms high, and pull your elbows down without changing anything else. Extend up high, sit hips back towards heels, plant hands to the ground, lengthen through to your cow pose, and curve to your cat. Okay, so let's do that again. So we're coming through to cow pose, and then sitting hips back towards heels, curling on up, and sweeping arms high. Pull elbows down, so feel the shoulder blades hugging into the back body. Extend up again. Sit hips back towards heels. Hands come to the floor. And then slide through to your cow and round out to your cat pose. Let's do this again. So moving in time with your breath now. Make your best to breathe in as you lengthen through, to breathe out as you sit back. Breathing in to rise. Breathing out to pull the elbows down, still containing the ribs and belly. Extending up. Sitting back, press into the tops of the feet for a bit more stability. Moving through. And scooping, rounding out. Let's do 2 more rounds. And you can even close your eyes if you want to. Really feel the flow, movement in your body. Take as long as you want. Really focus on moving with your breath. Continuous flow of movement. Eventually, when you're done, you can sit back to a child's pose. And you can either go with your knees a bit wider, or you can keep your shins parallel. So if you want to keep the knees in a bit closer, you can bring your arms down the sides of your legs. Then bring your forehead to the ground. And let your shoulders round out. And settling in here. Take a couple more breaths. Okay, and coming up to hands and knees again. All right, so from your hands and knees, let's go with the left hand and the right leg. Send them forward and back. And make sure you're not lifting too high, so we're not dropping in the middle. We want to keep the belly drawing up towards the spine. Visualize a long line from your foot out to your hand. And if it's hard to keep your balance, then you can just bring the hand to the ground. Okay, now bringing knee and elbow underneath. Tuck them in close towards your body. And then send them out long again. Step down, so hand and knee come to the floor. And this time the right hand, left leg extend. So make sure as you do that, we're not making a banana with the back. So pulling in and up through the belly. Then knee and elbow slide in towards each other. Extend out long. And touch down. Come to the first side again, so moving nice and smoothly. Smooth transitions. Extend, come in, extend, and touch down to the other side. Think about moving with your breath, coming under, reach, and down. Okay, to the first side again. This time, extend and hold. We're coming around the sides this time, so the knee bends up towards your shoulder and the elbow slides back towards your hip. Extend out long, that's it. And touch down. So making it really smooth and controlled. To the other side, right arm, left leg. Extending out, keep those abs a little tense to support your pose. Coming around the side, let's see if we could try to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder and the knee as high as the hip almost. Extend out long and touch down. To the first side again. So the slower we move, the more controlled the movements will be. Come around the side, extend, and touch down. Okay, one more time. Around, extend, and down. All right, tuck your toes under and send your hips up high. Coming to a downward facing dog. So start with the hands, spread your fingers wide, press down into the base of the fingers so that mound the base of the first finger, mounds below the thumbs, and also do that little mound, the palm of the hand just below the little pinky finger. Send your tailbone up high, your knees can be as bent as they need to be. Visualize that long line up through the spine, so make sure you're not dropping your head. Just like before, we want to make sure the neck and the head are in line with the rest of the body. And check in what's happening with the shoulders. So it feels like you're curling your arms up around your ears. Try to broaden your shoulders so you get that same feeling of engaging the shoulder blades against the back ribs. Okay, floating forward to a high plank position. Shoulders come over wrists. Sit, and then send your hips up and back. Coming forward again. So keep it nice and smooth so we can really feel the way the body kind of arranges itself. And push up and back. As you come forward, feel that little catch of the abdominals, a little bit of tension there to keep the body stable. Push up and back. And again, coming forward. All right, holding right here. Just for a moment, feel the shoulder blades hugging against the back ribs. Make sure you're not dropping your head. You can be either on your knees or your toes, and slowly lower down to the ground. Landing hips, flatten feet, shoulders roll back, and lift your chest. Now extend your arms out long, just ahead of you. So keep the feet on the ground. You want a sense of tilting the tailbone down, so we're activating through the abs, and squeezing the glutes, and pull your elbows down the sides of your body. Again, just the head on the floor, and extend out long. We're going to do this 4 times. So keep the legs strong, elbows pull down. That's it. And extend, make sure your neck feels good, so there's no tension there. Pulling down. And extend. I lost count already. Was that 3? Yeah. Let's go for 1 more. It's always a low number that I can't check out. All right. Last time. Extend it out long, and then bring hands under your shoulders. Push up to your knees. Tuck toes under. Hips come high and push back. So you can either hold your downward facing dog, or you can pedal on the spot, drawing one heel towards the ground at a time. If you need a break at any point, you can come to child's pose. Okay, then reset your down dog. Send your right leg high without changing anything else in your pose. So we're still nice and long, up through the torso, broad across the shoulders, shoulder blades hugging into the back ribs. And then the top foot sweeps through, step it up by your hands, and drop the back knee to the ground, flatten lunge. Just bring your hand up to your thigh, take a moment to ease into your pose. So we want to be heavy in the heels so that we don't have the foot all the way back here. We want the foot a little bit further forward. Okay, and then we'll just start to ease into the hips. Notice if there's any tightness here at the front of the hip. Just pause for another breath. Then send your hips back for a hamstring stretch. So you could lift the foot, or you could keep it flat, whatever feels best to you. But try to keep the back of your lower back nice and long. So a sense of tipping the tailbone back rather than tucking it under. Then coming forward into your kneeling lunge, plant the left hand to the ground and take a twist. Feel the shoulder blades hugging to the back ribs here. Roll it across the chest, hold for another breath. Hand comes to the floor, tuck the back toes under, knee off, and step back to your downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side. Plant the hands firmly and send the left leg high. Hold for another breath. And then sweep the leg through, coming up to your lunge, and drop the back knee down. So you can always adjust if you need to, reposition that front foot, hold quickly. Tension thigh, drop on in. So notice if you feel tight on the side too, if it feels the same or tighter or not so much. Stay for another breath. Then pull the hips back. Your hamstring stretch. Keep trying to lengthen up through the back. So tailbone just shifts back, lengthen your chest forward. Foot can be down or up, whatever you prefer. Hold for another breath. Then dropping into your kneeling lunge again. Plant the right hand to the floor. Turn your body open to the left and reach your left arm high. Okay, coming down, tuck the back toes under, knee off, and step back to your downward facing dog. Plant hands, press your chest through, broad it across the shoulders, with shoulders drawing away from your ears. Think about the position of your head so we're not letting it drop. Then you can either hold still or you could walk it out, lowering one heel towards the ground at a time. Okay, now send your right leg high again. Take another breath in. And with the out breath, sweep the leg through. Bring your hand to your thigh, drop on in, just check the position of that front foot again, so we want a really stable pose here. So easing in, and then we'll pull the hips back so you can keep as much of a bend in the front knee as you need to. Think about the position of the tailbone, so we roll through the upper body, sweeping through that stretch up through hamstring, maybe even the calf if you're tight there. Then bending the front knee again, and take your twist. Right arm reaches high. Hand comes to thigh. This time spin the back heel to the ground. Keep that back leg long and strong. Then wind your way up into a warrior. Take a moment to readjust to being upright for the first time in a while. Think about the alignment of your body. See if you want to close your eyes. You want to draw in through the ribs and belly. That sense of lengthening down through the lower back. So tailbone tips down a little so that we're not sitting the hips back. Front knee bent, back leg long and strong. Down the front arm sweeps up high. Curving across. Breathe into that open side of the body. Now coming forward, you can stay up high here if you like, forearm lightly to the thigh, other arm comes over by your ear, or you could take it a little lower by reaching fingers down to the floor or to your ankle. Whatever feels good for you today. Now the top hand comes to the floor, lift the back heel, so we're resetting our lunge pose, and step back to your downward facing dog. Keep on the spot or hold still, whatever you prefer. This time, left leg goes high. Keep the weight even in each hand. Both shoulders strong. Take another breath here. And with the out breath, sweep the leg through, step it up by the hands. Ease into your low lunge, with sinking hips. Still staying strong in the pose, so we're not collapsing here. Might have hand to thigh, perhaps a little, especially if you're feeling a little unstable. Then we'll turn to face the left, and the left arm reaches up. So keep the back leg quite strong to stabilize your pose. Hand comes down, different order, doesn't matter, pull hips back to your hamstring stretch. Stay and breathe. And then bend the front knee, spin the back heel down, and wind your way up to the warrior. Take a moment to kind of reposition, think about what's happening with the ribs and belly, think about lengthening through the lower back. Land evenly into both feet, just make sure you're not too far forward, too far back, bending the front knee, back leg long and strong, and let shoulders just fall away from ears. There's less effort in the arms, yeah, that's better. Front palm up, take a breath in to lift up and over. With the out breath, curve through the side body. Think about lifting your chest so we're not collapsing into the pose. Okay, and then coming forward over the front thigh, forearm lightly to the thigh, other arm comes over by your ear. If you want to take it deeper, make sure you take the hips with you. Stay and breathe. And then hand comes to the floor, lift the back heel, step back, and walk out your down dog or hold still. Do that same sequence we just did, one more time on each side. Really start to find a flow now, smoothing out the transitions. So with your next breath, send the right leg high. And with the out breath, bring the leg up, step it through by your hands. Take a moment to ease into your pose. Then pull your hips back. So just as far as you can, doesn't have to be completely straight with the front leg. Space to breathe. And bend the front knee. Take your twist, turning towards the right thigh. Right arm reaches up. And the top hand comes to your thigh, spin the back heel to the ground, wind your way up to your warrior, hover for a moment, and let's continue to rise, front arm lifts. Keep that back leg really powerful. And then flowing forward, forearm to thigh, but keep it really light, keep the power in your legs and the core. Top hand comes to the floor, lift the back heel, step back. Same to the other side, with your next in breath, left leg lifts. With the out breath, sweep the leg through, step up to hands. Pause for a moment, take a whole extra breath here. And ease your hips back. Dropping into your lunge again, back leg really strong, left arm lifts, adding the twist, hand to thigh, spin the back heel to the ground, keep that back leg really strong as we rise on up, hover for a moment, and continue to move front arm lifts. Coming over, forearm to thigh, long line from your back heel all the way up to your fingertips. Hand comes to the ground, lift the back heel and step back. Your down dog, spill it out. Okay, now flowing forward to your plank. You can always drop your knees if you need to, so it feels like you're fatiguing. And then pull up and back. Reaching forward to our plank. Spread your fingers, listen to every fingertip. Pull hips up and back. This time as we come forward, we're going to hold it. Stay right here. From your knees or your toes, lower to the ground. Land hips. Just like before, legs long and strong, feet stay on the floor. Roll your shoulders back. So lift the chest, but think about tipping the tailbone down so that we're not making a big banana with the lower back. Arms outstretched. With an out breath, elbows slide down and back. 4 times. Here's number 2. The out breath, coming in. Extend. Think about the position of your head. Okay, so without crunching into the back of the neck. And here's our last one. Go long. Hands under shoulders, drop your knees and push up and back into a child's pose. So you've got the choice of having knees wider or keep them straight ahead of your hips. Laying your belly over your thighs, forehead comes to the ground, arms down the sides of your body if your knees are narrow. Otherwise you can keep them ahead of you if you've got knees wide. Focusing on the breath again. And coming up onto your knees. Lift hips above your knees again. Hands come to your lower back. Draw your elbows towards each other, broadening across the collarbones. Pushing your hips forward, so again we want that feeling of tipping the pelvis, so the tailbone keeps down, belly draws in and up, and press into the tops of your feet, or you can tuck your toes under, whatever feels more stabilizing. Think about where your head needs to be, so we want the neck to feel comfortable. And we'll just start to ease back, making sure we're not crunching into the lower back. So think about lifting your chest, and pushing the hips forward, also driving down into your feet. Stay and breathe. At the position of your head, try to draw your jawline back towards your throat. We'll stay here for one more breath in. On the out breath, slowly release, tilting the chin down, straightening up. So come up to straight position, then sweep arms wide. Hands touch at the top, thumbs trace a line down your center and sit hips back over your heels. Lay belly over thighs, arms down the sides of your body and forehead to the floor. So our counter pose is to breathe into the lower back. So really get a sense of doming across your back body, lengthening up and down the spine. And a nice way to ease the tension in your back muscles. Just a couple more breaths, so we're going to do that again. If you don't want to do it again, you could stay in a child's pose. Okay, but if you're coming with me, let's lift hips, stack them above the knees. Hands come to your lower back. Push the hips forward, find that little pelvic tilt, lifting the chest. Think about the position of your chin, jaw, head. So it might feel better to have your jawline back towards your throat. Start to ease back. Bring some tension into the feet, press down into the floor. See how that helps to improve your stability. Make sure you're breathing with ease. Staying for one more breath. And reversing with the out breath. Straightening up, arms come up the sides of your body. Touch at the top. Trace a line down your center. Hips back towards heels. Lay your body over your thighs, arms curve around the sides of your body. Shoulders completely relaxed, forehead to the floor, heavy. And shift your breath into the back of your body. Let's just stay for 2 more breaths. And then coming into a seated position. And cross legs. Doesn't matter which leg is over the top because we're going to do both sides. All right. Sitting up tall. Just hands on your knees. You can close your eyes if you want to, just to feel internally the arrangement of your body, or just soften your eye gaze if you don't want to close them. Just take a moment here to feel the vertical alignment from the pelvis to the rib cage, across your shoulders and out to the crown of your head. Okay, and then fingertips come behind, lift your chest. Take a deep breath in here. And with the out breath, fingertips float in front. Ease your way over the legs. So you might be on your fingertips, palms, or forearms. And if you want a bit more intensity in the stretch, you could bring that front foot up on top of the thigh or on top of the calf. It's just an option if you wanted to add that on. The leg that's in front, lean over towards that knee. Just again, a little bit, just side stretch here. Keeping the hips anchored evenly on the ground. And then walk your hands in. Let's switch legs over to the other side. So foot comes in front or on top if you want it to come up higher for a more intense hip stretch. Just getting comfortable here first. So notice whether you tend to kind of pitch forward or hunch to see if we get a nice neutral position. And then hands come behind. Lift the center of your chest. Drive the knees down towards the ground. Another breath in, and with the out breath, tipping forward. Fingertips, palms, forearms, whatever feels best to you. And then the leg that's in front, facing towards that knee, lean out over. Notice the way your breath shifts in your body. And coming up, unhook the legs. And for the last few minutes of our class, we're going to lie down onto our backs. Just start by hugging knees up towards your chest. One hand on top of each knee. You can just hold still here, or maybe bring in some movement, rocking from side to side, or feeling the knees. Just to get used to being on the back. And then you can find any position that feels right for you. Maybe that's with your feet on the floor, knees bent up, or you can have soles of the feet touching with your knees open. Just for around 3 more minutes. So arms can be at your sides or hands on your belly or any other position. Feels good for you today. Take a scan through your body. Start high with the head. So your face soften down, soften the muscles around your eyes, your eyebrows, your cheeks, jaw, tongue. Relaxing around your throat, softening your chest, sense of the shoulders dropping back into the ground, scanning down through the ribs, the belly, to the hips. Notice any tension around the inner thighs or groin. Relax the legs to the feet. And coming up to the shoulders again, travel down each arm to the hands. Letting go of any tension, fingers and palms of your hands. Easy breaths, full and spacious. Your breath moves all the way down to your abdomen, rising up through the chest, broadening the ribs, softening down with each out breath. Feeling also the way the breath moves into your back body, so pressing against the ground, or that broadening across the upper back, down to the lower back, out to the side ribs. Everything softening down with the out breath. And when you're ready to come back into the day, start to find movement again. Maybe you want to stretch arms overhead and extend your legs out long. You're going to curl up small again, hand on each knee, hold still or rock or pedal the knees. Eventually coming back up into a seated position that we can finish together. And cross legs, hands on top of your knees, little wriggle to get centered, getting stability of this pose, that vertical alignment again. Ease of breath, the front, the back, up to the sides. And we'll take one more breath together to finish. Sweep arms wide and high. Lift at the top with the out breath, slide down your center, land at your heart space. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you for joining me.